Joining me back on the show is bare knuckle boxing world champion Mark Godbeer. What's going on, Mark?
I'm good, my man. Yeah, just British champion, not quite world champion yet, British champion. So, yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, how are you doing?
Good, good, man. But I think if you're a bare knuckle champion in the UK, it's considered a world
Yeah,
champion, man. Because it's in some ways, I believe that's where it started, right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, there's always been a big following for bare knuckle boxing. Um, Obviously, before it became mainstream, which it is mainstream now, it's getting very big. It was a there was a big underground scene in the UK, especially with in the traveller community. The the gypsy community and the traveller community, Irish gypsies and Romani travellers and stuff. It was and it was always there, but an underground sort of sport. It was always the ultimate straightener for family feuds and so forth. So yeah, you must have seen the film Snatch, surely.
Oh, definitely, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, like, that isn't far off of what sort of movement there was with bare knuckle boxing in the UK.
When you think back, what was your first exposure to bare knuckle boxing? How old were you? Did you see it in a bar, or what was going on at that time?
Um, I think I've mentioned it before with interviews and stuff with you. Um, I think, and I can speak openly about this now, because I believe a lot of fighters in my situation all started off the same. We all enjoyed fighting. We all enjoyed scrapping. So for me, I was always, one of the rogues that was always scrapping on the streets and stuff. So I was always sort of used to fighting bare knuckle and stuff like that, and always sort of getting in trouble with the police for scrapping and stuff like that. But obviously turned it into something positive, walked into a martial arts gym and channeled my negative energy into positive energy. So I've always had that, I've always had that, the bare knuckle or, the street fighting element to it. It's not something I'm proud of, but it is a part of my life and something that used to happen when I was younger. I used to love a scrap. I was a little shit, so to speak. Yeah, but my dad, there's a big like traveller gypsy heritage with family and family friends and stuff like that. So um, my dad, my dad's been involved with underground bare knuckle boxing in the past when he was in his younger days and stuff, to put food on the table and stuff like that. It was just a dumb thing. So it's always been in my blood. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your upcoming fight, Valor Bare Knuckle.
Yep.
How did you connect with them? Did Ken Shamrock call you directly?
Yeah. I was honoured, really. Yeah. So someone reached out to me. I believe, forgive me, I'm not name dropping or nothing, but I believe, obviously, my last camp over in Thailand, Fairtex and stuff, I hooked up with the likes of Alistair Overeem and stuff like that. And I believe my name was put forward, maybe through Alistair or something, to this organisation that was happening through Ken Shamrock and stuff. And then someone reached out to me. They got so someone obviously gave them my number. You have to quote me on it, but I believe it was Alistair and or someone in that party or in that camp that we did. Um, Put my name forward. They thought I was obviously a good candidate for that sort of style of fighting because obviously I sparred with all those guys, and they all know I'm nitty gritty. I just keep my chin tucked and just keep coming forward. So someone reached out from me from one of the Valor team, and then they just said, "Look, this is what's going on." Obviously, at the time, I had to sign like a legal document to make sure that I wouldn't tell no one because it was all still going through, and just the legal side of it. And then one day I was just sat there and I was like, got this phone call, and it was like, Ken Shamrock. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? This is like, I got UFC Hall of Famer. Bang, there you go. And he's ringing me. How you doing, man? How you doing? Well, this is what's going on. I want you to fight on my show. You're going to be fighting in a 4-man heavyweight tournament. You're going to be main event and all that lot. And I was like, taken right back by it, and it was good. I think obviously with obviously previously before that I fought for uh, one of the UK promotions, a big UK promotion, and I'd beat one of the top UK heavyweight guys for the British title. So that sort of opened up a few doors as well, and I suppose coming into the tournament being the British bare knuckle boxing champ is sort of sells itself as well. So yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. Yeah, and it's an honour as well to fight guys that are in the tournament, because the guys that are actually in the tournament, it's no different a fight to fight. Once I'm in there, you know what I mean. This guy's trying to knock my head off. I'm going to try and knock his head off, but the guys who I'm fighting, it is an honour to fight them, because out of respect, a martial arts sort of side of respect, these guys are the guys that I've been watching before I even started my own career. They were the guys I was watching that were like pioneers that got me into it. And now all of a sudden I'm like sharing the same ring as these guys, and we're going to throw down and entertain. So it's great. Really is great. I'm really positive. I'm really in a good place. I'm happy to get in there and show my thing. I think
Yeah, man.
this style of fighting as well is right up my street. It really is, So it's cool.
Yeah, you seem to be embracing bare knuckle boxing more than ever now. What makes it so enticing and attractive to you?
Um, it's the ultimate straightener, isn't it? It's raw. It's as raw as it comes. It's my style. Let's be fair, and without being big headed, most of my wins has come through knockouts with my hands. So I'm mainly, my style is a boxing style. So that's enticing to me. The fact that I haven't got to concentrate on anything else, no takedowns, no kicks, no nothing. And I just throw my hands. I got my nickname, the Hand, through throwing my hands and knocking people out. So, and it's I like the rawness of it. The with the no gloves, and it is raw, isn't it? It's raw. It's literally unarmed combat. You could stand there with boxing gloves on, but you're sort of like you're still padding that form of combat in a certain degree. When you've got no gloves on, it is basic unarmed combat, and that's what I love about it. I love the rawness of it.
One man, or not one man, one night, 4-man tournament. You, Sokoju, Mighty Mo, Jack May. What's the mentality going into this tournament? This one night affair.
Okay, so obviously I have done bare knuckle before. I fought bare knuckle. Um, the guy who I fought in the UK, very tough, durable guy. I knew he had a great chin, and props to him. A guy called Mickey Parker, props to him. The game plan going into that fight was just to box him, out jab him, jab, 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 and sort of point score. If you've seen the state of my face after the fight, even though I won it, this ain't a game that you want to be messing around in. You don't want to be jabbing and taking shots and you want to get in, get the job done and get out. So this is the mentality. I'm coming to fight. I'm coming to throw down, and the less time I can spend in that ring, the better. That's my mentality. I'm going to be open and honest about it. I fought bare knuckle. I know what it feels like to be punched with no gloves on, and the less time I can spend in that ring, the better. So let's get the job done quick and get home with a nice payday.
The first round, you're gonna take on Jack May. Do you
Yeah.
believe that he is, you know, the underdog in this matchup in many ways?
What with me? What in the tournament or regarding myself?
In the tournament.
Um, no, I don't. No, no. It's there's all four of it. There's a lot of guys that could have been put in this tournament. You know, with obviously with the contacts that Shamrock has got and stuff. Like he's chose us four guys for a reason. So no one's an underdog in this game, and like this is different. It's bare knuckle. Um, Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the guys that are in the tournament has fought bare knuckle yet. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
So it's all about how they're going to react to getting punched with no glove on. And it's easy saying, "Oh, I've been in 40 fights, and I've took these punches, I've took that punches," but I've seen many, many pro boxers transfer over to bare knuckle, and I've seen them crumble with a couple of punches of bare knuckle. It's a different game, so no, I don't see anyone as an underdog. I just see Jack May's a big guy, 6'8", I believe, 260 pounds. Bare knuckle, him punching you. You can't say he's an underdog. Like one punch from a 260 pound, 6'8" guy with no glove on is gonna do damage. So no, I don't see him as an underdog. I don't see any of these guys as underdogs, and I see them all as a big threat in their own individual way.
You're talking to me from Thailand again,
Yeah,
but in a different
yeah,
location at
yeah.
Phuket Top Team. You're making your preparations there. Why did you decide to go to Phuket Top Team and prepare?
So the main reason was obviously through the circuit and stuff. Phuket Top Team is renowned for their stand-up fighters, etc., etc., etc. The last couple of fights I've had, and over the years I've got to know the guys from Phuket Top Team. I know Big Steve Banks, top guy, great stand-up guy. I fought with him on. Remember Mass Fight? I fought on.
Yeah.
He fought Mass Fight as well. I like to think I got a good relationship with Boyd. He's a cool guy. A couple of my good friends, Marley Swindles, who's actually been helping me out a lot this camp, my pad work and stuff. It was almost like because this just come about, and back home, because this all just come about so quick. I had to make decisions quick, and for my own head, Phuket Top Team just fitted because I sort of knew all the guys that were there. They were welcome. They welcomed me over there. They said, "Look, come over. We'll do everything we can to help you." Blah 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 blah. So I had sort of like, even though I was training at home for a few weeks, I come out here sort of like month, 5 weeks before. I didn't want to go to a gym where it was a new surrounding, didn't know anyone, because it always takes a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks to settle into a new environment. When I come here, because I already knew everyone, and it was like I just fitted straight in. It's like I've already been here because I've known the guys from the circuits over the years and stuff, and they all just welcomed me, and it was just a good atmosphere. It just felt right. It felt right, and it has been a really good decision to come here. And obviously, they've got really good standard big guys, and that's what I needed. Obviously, I struggle with being a heavyweight. unless I'm going over to the States and stuff like that, I'm struggling to find the bigger, high level guys. There's another guy here at the moment as well. He's an Australian professional boxer. He's fighting for a WBA world title in 10 weeks. His name's Sugar Kane Watts. He's a cruiserweight, so he's been really helping me out, and I've been doing some really good, tough, hard sparring with him. He just sticks his chin down and tries to take your head off. So, which is good in a sense. This is the type of preparation I need, because if I make a mistake, he shows me. You know, there's a time and a place for hard sparring, but like this last month has been the time to get ready, and he's been a great asset over the last couple of weeks to helping me get ready. So big shout out to him.
I saw a video you posted maybe a couple days ago talking about that you are peaking at the right moment. How do you know exactly when you're hitting on all cylinders?
Um, One, I feel good and I'm smiling. Two, I'm enjoying the rounds, and I can just keep going and going and going. Um, there's a lot of aspects. Also, as well, is I'm not when you tend to overtrain. You know, you're tired all the time. You're aching. You're sleeping all the time. You don't want to go training. Your output whilst you're in training is, isn't what it should be. But at the moment, I'm firing on all cylinders. My output's high. My mindset is really good. Um, my sparring, I'm winning the rounds. Even later on in the rounds, I'm winning the rounds. So everything's just fallen into place. And I think the main the main thing with the fight game is the mental aspect. If your head ain't right, regardless of how fit or how good you are, if your head's not right, um, your game ain't right. And my head is perfect. My head's perfect. I've had to be selfish this last month and literally cut myself off from everything back home. Everything, everyone has their own issues and stuff like that with their own lives back home and stuff like that. But in the fight game, you have to be the best you can be. You literally have to be very selfish. It is a very selfish sport. Shut yourself off completely, and that's what I've had to do, and it's paid off as much as it, and the people that love me and care about me back home, they all understand, and that's literally what I've had to do: shut myself off, and it's paying off, So I just know in my own head that I'm peaking and I'm in the good place. So it's all good. It's all good, man.
Definitely, man. It's always good when you're smiling and you got that
Yeah,
real smile, not that Hollywood smile,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I try. I try. Yeah, I'm in Thailand. It's cheap to get your teeth done here. So if I had my teeth done, I'd probably have a Hollywood smile.
Now, at this point in your career, you've been through everything. Do you consider
Yeah,
yourself more of a fighter rather than a martial artist now?
yeah. It's funny. Just for example, it's funny how when I go to these gyms now, like places like these big name gyms like Phuket Top Team and stuff like that, I can remember going back 10 years ago, turning up to these gyms and sort of looking up to ex UFC fighters and people that are still fighting on the circuit and like being a younger guy looking up to these guys and all that lot, and it's so funny now, like turning up at these gyms, and I'm the one that's getting the sort of like, man, you used to fight in the UFC, or you're fighting that, the best bare knuckle tournament, you're this, and it's almost like, because I'm 36 in a month or two, so it isn't old, but in the fight game, I'm getting up there. Let's be honest. It's almost like now I'm the veteran. I'm probably, with all my disciplines, not just MMA, but all the fights I've done, I've probably had, I think it's about 32 fights now, so it's like I'm the veteran of the combat sports game now, and in a way it's nice because like like I said, walking into these gyms, there was like younger coaches. They're coaching now, but they're younger than me, sort of like 25 and stuff like that, coaching at these gyms and stuff. And they're coming up to me, shaking my hand, saying, "Oh man, it's an honor to meet you. I've been watching your career. I've watched your fights for years," and stuff like that. And inside, there's like a nice little what's the right word? A morality boost. So it's good. Yeah, it's good. And I feel there's been times in the past, especially over the last couple of years, because everyone has their own personal life, and I've had a lot of personal issues the last couple of years. So my fight career has been, over the last 2 years, has been very up and down because of my personal life, personal issues and that. But now everything's sort of leveled itself off, and I'm feeling good again. I'm feeling like I did, say, 5 years ago, and I still think there's still a few good more fights to come now. So that's where I'm at the moment with it all.
Definitely, man. Now, do you have anything else in the works for the rest of the year? Because I know you're always making moves.
Yeah, yeah. So I am I've got a couple of fights left with the firm ACA
Mhm.
MMA fights. So I think I take my hat off to the guy I fought last time, Sergey, my last MMA fight. I did lose that fight, but I'm not one of these fighters to make excuses. So this isn't an excuse. This is just something I learned from. Say, we don't lose, we learn. That's my motto. But I took that BKB fight. I prepared for probably 8 to 10 weeks just doing pure boxing. I took the fight. I won the British title. I got pretty beat up in that fight. So, and then I took an MMA fight literally a month after that fight. Um, I took an MMA fight a month after that. I lost it, but I don't think I left myself enough time to recover. And also, as well, when I had the fight, I spent maybe 2 weeks after the fight. I couldn't do no training, just like treadmill and cardio. So I literally did no MMA training for like nearly 3 months, and then stupidly jumped in with a, a beast of a guy that was been training MMA and lost the fight. So, like I said, I don't make excuses. I lost the fight fair and square, but I learned a lot from that process. So I'm going to get this fight done, which is September the 21st. And then I'm looking to fight again for ACA if they've got a show. I've just spoke to my manager now to reach out to them for maybe the end of November. So it gives me enough time to a couple of weeks recovery, and then enough time to do an actual full MMA camp. So I can go into an MMA fight completely prepared for that fight. It's hard. I'm at the point where I do like jumping from style to style now. I've done the kickboxing, the boxing, the bare knuckle, but one thing I've learned is you can't just jump from one style like boxing straight into MMA because it is two different sports. So I'm just going to allow myself enough time after this fight. I'm looking to fight maybe the end of November for ACA again. So I haven't got nothing confirmed. I've just spoke to my manager now to get something in place for the end of November.
All right, man. Well, before that happens, you'll be stepping into the ring. Valor Bare Knuckle, one night,
Yeah,
4-man tournament. Man,
yeah,
that's a crazy, crazy adventure you're on right now. But hey, that's what life is about, man. Challenges.
yeah.
And Mark, it's always good talking to you. Good luck on the
Thank
night,
you, mate.
and hopefully we'll see you back in the cage quick.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool, and it's good to talk to you as well, mate. Good to see you again.